There was a lot of late nights where my roommate must have thought I was absolutely crazy because definitely I was like very obviously crying myself to sleep.
Whatsoever you sow, that's what you're gonna reap.
23-year-old Christopher Ong is gay, but he's never had sex with a man. He's an evangelical Christian, and his religion forbids it.
I've gone to the same church since I was 8, so it was something that was very familiar to me. I knew the families there, I knew the people there, they knew me, and it's just kind of natural.
Speaking of kind of natural, when did you start to question your sexuality?
Also around grade 7 and 8, coincidentally. The way I knew is actually because I was being a very bad Christian boy. And I was actually watching straight porn, and I realized that I was paying a lot of attention to the male actor.
That's how most of us figure it out, actually.
Yes, through
Not
that.
alone.
But it's not something that was easy, I guess, to talk about. Growing up in the church and everything, and finding out that you're gay through something that is so looked down upon in the church. And so it was already a topic that was taboo, but then just because that's the way I found out, it made it even worse. Couldn't really talk about it with anyone then.
When Christopher got to university, he read everything he could about Christianity and homosexuality.
After that whole year of investigation, I very reluctantly came to the conclusion that I should remain celibate. It was something that definitely was not an easy decision, and there was a lot of late nights where my roommate must have thought I was absolutely crazy because definitely I was very obviously crying myself to sleep.
Why were you crying yourself to sleep?
Just at the prospect of changing my worldview, changing what my expectations were for my future. I guess I had always kind of just assumed, especially growing up in an evangelical church, kind of that I was going to get married to a wonderful girl, have kids, kind of have that traditional kind of American dream type thing.
And there's no evidence you found to the contrary, that you could get married to a man and have a child and live that dream?
There's plenty of it, and I highly respect those people for coming to that conclusion themselves, but I haven't, I guess, been convinced quite yet by that.
And there are, of course, people who will hear you say that and say, well, then how can you know you're gay if you haven't had sex with a man? That's how you find out, right? What would you say to those people? Have you heard that before?
I have.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had anyone actually say it directly to my face. But I don't know, maybe it's a cliche answer because it seems to be the one that everyone seems to give, but it's the same way that someone knows they're straight. They just know. You didn't need to have necessarily a sexual experience with a woman to know that you were attracted to them.
There are people who will hear you talk and think, well, he's still oppressed by his faith. How would you respond to them?
I don't know.
Have you heard that? Have people said that you're bringing this on yourself and you're still somehow oppressed by your religion?
I don't think I've had anyone say it directly to my face or anything.
Do you feel that you are?
That I am, sorry?
Being still oppressed somehow by the faith that you grew up in, that is not allowing you to fully experience this side of life?
I don't know how to answer that, really.
Do you see it as an oppression of some kind?
I don't really see it as an oppression personally. I came to this conclusion myself. Like I said, I did my own research and my own journeying, and I thought really hard about this myself. It wasn't something that I guess I just kind of taken from somebody else. I spent the first, 16 years of my life or whatever doing that, but at some point I kind of needed to make it my own.
Why bother coming out if you're going to stay celibate? If you're never going to become a practicing homosexual, then why bother go through all that stress and anxiety and potential rejection from these people?
A huge part of it, for me at least, is just being authentic with my faith communities, because as long as I'm hiding something with people, it just doesn't quite feel like me. It just doesn't quite feel like I'm presenting the truth to people, as well as just, I think this is something that needs to be discussed more in the church. It's something that needs to be investigated further, and someone needs to start that.
Next on Heaven or Hell, Canada's first gay Mennonite pastor comes out.
So Peter, welcome to Daily Extra. You are the first openly gay Mennonite pastor in Canada, to my knowledge.
To my knowledge as well, yes.
How does it feel to be the first?